calling the record matter of State of Ohio versus Derek Osborne, case number 21 CR 138. Sir, are you Derek Osborne?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Osborne, you can see and hear us okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Osborne, we are here today for purposes of arraignment. For this arraignment, you do have the right to receive your indictment at least 24 hours prior to today's arraignment. When did you receive a copy of that indictment?
Yesterday.
Has it been at least 24 hours?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Do you waive your right to have that 24-hour period? What time do you think you got served with yesterday?
Probably about this time.
About this time? It's been about 24 hours. And so you also have the right to have me read this indictment to you. Would you like me to read your indictment?
I got it right here.
Would you like me to read it to you? You can't look to her. You have the right to have me read it so that you understand the charges against you. Would you like me to read that for you?
Yes.
Okay, so the indictment alleges one count of aggravated trafficking in methamphetamine, a violation of section 2925.03A1 F3, which is an F3. With that F3, you could serve between 1 and 5 years in a penitentiary, fine up to $10,000. You have also an aggravated possession of methamphetamine indictment, violation of section 2925.11, which is an F3. That indictment also will carry with it a term of 1 to 5 years in a penitentiary, fine of up to $10,000. You have indictment number 3 for aggravated trafficking of methamphetamine in the vicinity of a school, violation of section 2925.03A1, which is also an F3. Again, 1 to 5 years in a penitentiary, up to $10,000 fine. And indictment number 4, aggravated possession of methamphetamine, violation of section 2925.11, which is an F5. And F5 carries with it between 6 and 12 months in the penitentiary and up to a $2,500 fine. The indictment alleges that on count 1, on or about November 6th of 2020 in Defendant County, Ohio, Derek Osborne did knowingly sell or offer to sell methamphetamine to Schedule II controlled substance in an amount equal to or exceeding the bulk amount, which is less than 5 times bulk amount, in violation of section 2925.03A1 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Count 2 alleges that on or about November 6, 2020 in Defendant County, Ohio, Derek Osborne did knowingly obtain, possess, or use a Schedule II controlled substance to wit methamphetamine in an amount equal to or exceeding the bulk amount, but less than 5 times the bulk amount in violation of section 2925.11 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Count 3 alleges on or about November 12, 2020 in Defendant County, Ohio, Derek Osborne did knowingly sell or offer to sell methamphetamine, Schedule II controlled substance in the vicinity of a school in violation of section 2925.03A1 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Count 4 alleges on or about November 12, 2020 in Highland County, Ohio, Derek Osborne did knowingly obtain, possession, or use a Schedule II controlled substance to wit methamphetamine in violation of section 2925.11 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Mr. Osborne, you do also have the right to have an attorney represent you at all stages of this proceeding. I see that you have applied for court-appointed counsel, so I just want to review that with you real quick. You're currently residing at 737 Northwest Street, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And who else resides at that home with you?
My old lady, my kids.
So it's a girlfriend?
Yes.
And what is her name?
Kelsey Foster.
And how long have you been at that address?
2 years, I think.
And you're not currently employed, is that right?
If I get out, I will be.
Were you employed prior to going in?
Yes, Davis Motors. I work in detail cars and put them on the car lots.
And how much do you make there?
about $10 an hour. Currently employed there.
And how long have you worked for them?
On and off for a year. I mean, we don't get much work, so it comes and goes as we sell cars.
Sir, I do find that you do qualify for court-appointed counsel. I will appoint Denny Kirk to represent you in this case. Denny's name and phone number will be contained in an entry that you'll receive in this matter. You'll have his name and phone number so that you will contact him. I am going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf so that Mr. Kirk can adequately represent your interests. The not guilty plea will reserve your right to a jury trial. At that trial, you would not be forced to testify against your will, but you do have the right to present testimony and evidence at that time. I do need to consider bond in your case. Is there anything you wish to state in regards to bond today?
Do you want to say anything about your bond to the judge?
If you have any statements you want to make, if not, we'll do a bond review within 2 days with your attorney present. Is there anything you wish to state today?
No, ma'am. I don't want to do it.
So, I am going to order a $20,000 bond. If you are able to make bond, you would have to pay a $171 service fee through the clerk of court's office. Hold on here, there's some silence going on. So again, $20,000 bond. If you're able to make bond, I would also order an OR bond. An OR bond is your promise to reappear at all future court appearances. If you fail to comply with that OR bond, it could be considered a 5th-degree felony for which you could serve up to 12 months in a penitentiary. If you are able to make bond, I'm also going to order that you pay a $171 service fee. That would be payable through the clerk of court's office and would need to be paid within 30 days. I would also order that if you are able to make bond, that you report weekly to the probation department, undergo any random drug tests that they require of you, keep them informed of your current telephone number for home or employer, and that you would remain under house arrest at 737 Northwest Street, apartment 401 in Hillsborough. I would also order that you not leave the state of Ohio. Sir, I am setting this for a bond review hearing on September 17th at 10 a.m. Setting it for your first pretrial, October the 6th, 2021 at 1 p.m. That hearing is by Zoom. Mr. Bruno, do we normally set the bond reviews by Zoom also?
It can be.
So we'll set the bond review by Zoom also. So September 17th, 10 o'clock. That is by Zoom for bond review. October 6th, 2021, 1 p.m. by Zoom. That is your first pretrial. October 20th is your second pretrial at 1 p.m. also by Zoom. You're currently scheduled for a jury trial November the 15th, 2021 at 8 o'clock a.m. Again, if you fail to appear at any of those court appearances, it would be considered a 5th-degree felony under your OR bond, and you could serve time in penitentiary for that. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
No,
I'm going to take him out. I'll bring the rest of them up. It'll be just a minute, okay?
Okay. Nothing further here for adjourned. on the record in the matter of State of Ohio versus Lena Henry, case number 21 CR 145, case before the court. Is an arraignment. Ms. Henry is present by video at the Highland County Jail. Ms. Henry, you do have the right to receive this indictment at least 24 hours prior to today's arraignment. When did you receive a copy of your indictment?
About 1:30 this morning.
Okay, so it's not quite been 24 hours. You have the right to wait and let us come back after 24 hours, or we can go forward today and discuss phone.
We can go forward.
And so your indictment alleges 1 count of burglary in violation of section 2911.12 of the Ohio Revised Code. That is an F2. With an F2, you could serve between 6 and 18 months, between 2 and 8 years in a penitentiary. You also have an indictment for theft, violation of section 2913.02. That is a 5th-degree felony. You can serve between 6 and 12 months, fined up to $2,500. With the F2, you could be fined up to $15,000. You also have the right to have me read this indictment to you. Have you been able to read the indictment? Would you like for me to read it?
I was able to read it.
You don't want me to review it with you?
You can if you would like. I'm still a little thrown by all this, so.
Okay. The indictment alleges count 1 that on or about August 8, 2021 in Highland County, Ohio, Robert Woodruff and Lena Henry did by force, stealth, or deception knowingly trespass in an occupied structure or in a separately secured or separated occupied portion of the occupied structure with purpose to commit an habitation of a criminal offense, which is in violation of section 2911.12 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Count 2 alleges on or about August 8, 2021 in Highland County, Ohio, Robert Woodruff and Lena Henry did, with purpose to deprive Brad Miller of his property, knowingly obtain or exert control over said property, to wit a Roadmaster bicycle, Century antique gas can, rocking chair, Stanley nail air gun, Blue nail air gun of unknown brand, Hitachi air nail gun, Stanley upright toolbox containing tools, Excel power washer, gas powered mini bike, Remington propane heater, video games, 2 boxes of trains, baseball cards, Shimano bike, deer skulls, floodlight, blue and white kids 4-wheeler, and other miscellaneous items without the consent of Brad Miller, the owner or person authorized to give consent. Said property being valued at equal to or greater than $1,000 but less than $7,500 in violation of section 2913.0281 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Ms. Henry, you have the right to have an attorney represent you in this matter, so you have to fight for court-appointed counsel. So your application alleges that you live at 7230 Wagon Wheel Trail, is that correct?
Correct.
And did you live there prior to being arrested on this indictment?
Yes, only for 3 weeks though.
3 weeks, and who did you live there with?
Robert Woodruff.
And nobody else resided in that home, is that correct?
Just his 14-year-old son. And Mr. Steve Aarons and Candy Jenkins were living in a camper behind the house, but they were not living in the house with us.
Did you live with Mr. Woodruff prior to moving to this residence?
No, I had my own apartment.
And were you employed?
I worked part-time for DoorDash, but prior to that I had been unemployed for approximately a year.
And why were you unemployed before that?
That was when COVID first started and I had lost my job without a 21.
Okay. So you do qualify for court-appointed counsel. I will appoint Catherine Hafner to represent you. Ms. Hafner's name and phone number will be contained in an entry that you will receive. Since Ms. Hafner is representing you, I will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf to allow you to speak with Ms. Hafner in regards to this case and present testimony at the trial. In addition to, I do need to set bond today. Anything that you wish to state in regards to bond?
I don't even know what to state at this point.
Okay.
I just know that I don't have any help. I'm not receiving any help from any outside. I have no one to lean on.
But the good thing about the bond is we will send this for a bond review hearing, acting as Hafner is on board with the case. If you were released, where would you plan to return to? Where would you live?
Well, I would probably have to contact a friend and see if I could stay with them because the residence we were staying at is now occupied by someone else, and well, all of my property has been destroyed, and I don't even have clothes except for what I have in property here.
Where would you go, is what she's asking.
I would assume my friend's house up here on Harris Honor is the Cedar Apartments.
So I'm going to recommend a $5,000 bond, plus an OR bond. The OR bond is your promise to reappear at any future court appearances. If you violate that OR bond, then you could serve up to 12 months in penitentiary. It's considered a fifth-degree felony. In addition to that, if you're able to be released, I'm going to order that you pay $171 service fee through the clerk of court's office. If you are able to be released, you would have to report weekly to the probation department, keep them abreast of any telephone numbers, home phone number, employer numbers that you may have. If requested, you would have to undergo any random drug testing. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. That victim being Brad Miller. Also no contact with the co-defendant, Robert Woodruff. And you would have to be under house arrest at an address that you've notified the probation officer. In addition, I would order that you not be permitted to leave the state of Ohio.
Would I have any work privileges if I was able to gain employment?
I'm sorry, what about employment?
If I was able to gain employment, would I have work privileges?
Yeah, you would speak to your probation officer about that, but yes.
Okay.
I am also going to order you to reappear for by Zoom. The first 3 hearings will be by Zoom. So bond review hearing. September the 17th at 10:15 a.m. Also, your first pretrial will be October the 6th at 1 p.m. Again, those first 3 are going to be by Zoom. Also, final pretrial will be October the 20th at 1 p.m. by Zoom. And you're currently scheduled for jury trial November 15th at 8 a.m. Do you have any questions about any of that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so if there's nothing further, we're adjourned.
Yeah.
You, Robert Woodruff,
Yes.
sworn on the record in the matter of State of Ohio versus Robert Woodruff, case number 21 CR 146. Case before the court is a hearing on an indictment. Mr. Woodruff is present via video from the Highland County Jail. Mr. Woodruff, you have the right to receive this indictment at least 24 hours prior to today's arraignment. When did you receive your indictment?
Last night.
Okay, so it's not quite been 24 hours. So you have the right to continue this matter, and we can come back tomorrow and do this indictment, or we can go forward today. You could waive your right to have that 24 hours prior. Do you want to waive that, or do you want to come back tomorrow?
I'll waive it.
And so, Mr. Woodruff, you also have the right to have the court read this indictment to you. Have you been able to review the indictment yourself?
Yes, I read my paperwork.
So your indictment alleges that you have committed burglary in violation of section 2911.12 of the Ohio Revised Code. That's an F2 felony, for which you could serve between 2 and 8 months in a penitentiary and fined up to $15,000. Also alleges count 2 theft in violation of section 2913.02 of the Ohio Revised Code, which is also an F5. But that F5 you could serve between 6 and 12 months in a penitentiary and up to $2,500 fine. Would you like me to read the indictment to you?
Could you repeat that first one?
The first one was a burglary, violation of section 2911.12. It's an F2 felony, for which you could serve between 2 and 8 years in a penitentiary and fine up to $15,000. The second one was theft, in violation of 2913.02 of the Ohio Revised Code, which is an F5 felony, and you could serve between 6 and 12 months for a $2,500 fine. Would you like me to read the particulars of your indictment to you?
Yes, please.
Your indictment alleges that on or about August 8, 2021 in Highland County, Ohio, Robert Woodruff and Alina Henry did by force, stealth, or deception knowingly trespass in an occupied structure or in a separated, secured, or separately occupied portion of the occupied structure with purpose to commit in the habitation a criminal offense. In violation of section 2911.12, A2 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Count 2 alleges on or about August 8, 2021 in Highland County, Ohio, Robert L. Woodruff and Lena M. Henry did with purpose to deprive Brad Miller of his property, knowingly obtain or exert control over said property, to wit, a Roadmaster bicycle, Century antique gas can, rocking chair, Stanley air nail gun, blue nail gun of unknown brand, Hitachi nail gun, Stanley upright toolbox containing tools, Excel power washer, gas-powered mini bike, Remington propane heater, video games, 2 boxes of trains, baseball cards, Shimano bike, deer skull, floodlight, blue and white kids 4-wheeler, and other miscellaneous items without the consent of Brad Miller, the owner or person authorized to give that consent, said property being valued at equal to or greater than $1,000 but less than $7,500 in violation of section 2913.02 A1 of the Ohio Revised Code against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Sir, you also have the right to have an attorney represent you throughout these proceedings. If you can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. I see that you have applied for court-appointed counsel. Your court-appointed counsel says you're living at 7230 Wagon Wheel Trail, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, and who do you live there with?
My fiancée, Lena.
And that is in Hillsborough, is that right?
Yes.
Anybody else reside in that property with you?
No.
And you are currently unemployed, is that correct?
Yes.
How long has it been since you've been employed?
Coming up on a year.
I think you do qualify for court-appointed counsel. I will appoint Bill Armentrout to represent you in this matter. Mr. Armentrout's name and phone number will be contained in an entry that you will receive, so that you can contact Mr. Armentrout. Not guilty plea denies all the allegations that set forth in the indictment, and also denies that those allegations constitute a criminal offense. I will enter a not guilty plea in your behalf so that Mr. Armentrout can adequately defend your interest and has a right to a jury trial. So I do need to discuss bond. Is there anything you wish to state in regards to bond?
Yes, I've never ran from court a day in my life. When I usually get sentenced and they tell me to show up on a certain day, I've always turned myself in. I got no family up here. I'd appreciate it if I could get a lower bond or even a award. I've never had a failure to appear.
So I'm going to order a $7,500 bond. That bond is different from Ms. Henry's bond because you have a larger criminal record than what Ms. Henry has. I am also going to order, in addition to that $7,500, that if you're able to make that bond, you'll have to pay a $171 service fee for the clerk of courts within 30 days. But also order that you have to report weekly to the probation department, undergo any random drug tests that they would want you to go through, keep them abreast of any current phone numbers, have no contact with the alleged victim in this case, and also have no contact with Ms. Henry during the course of this case. You would also have to be under house arrest. If you're able to be released, that house arrest would be at 7230 Wagon Wheel Trail, Hillsborough. I would also order that you not be permitted to leave the state of Ohio. Sorry, I'm going to set your case. The first 3 hearings will be by Zoom. So the first hearing will be for a bond review. The bond review is currently scheduled for September 17th at 10:30 a.m. Your first pretrial is scheduled for October 6th at 1 p.m. Final pretrial scheduled for October 20th, and that's also at 1 p.m. Again, those 3 hearings are by Zoom. We're currently scheduled for a jury trial on November 15th at 8 a.m. That would be in person. Do you have any questions in regards to any of that?
No, I want to see if there's anywhere I can get like a drug treatment program. Because this is the longest I've ever been off drugs since I was 16 years old. And I'm coming up with 41. I just know in my heart if I was going meth and heroin, none of this would have happened.
Okay. Again, speaking to Mr. Armentrout, we'll set you here for a bond review in a couple days.
I lost my wife, I lost my kids about 2 years ago due to my drug use.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off right there because anything you say can be used against you, and I don't want you to say anything that kind of hurts yourself. So let's wait and see with Mr. Armentrout. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer those for you at this time. If you have any questions?
No, thank you.
No, nothing further, we're adjourned.
Mhm.
Are you Josh Stevens?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. This all set. It says probation or restriction. What's it all set? Second time. State of Ohio versus Joshua Stevens, case number 20 CR 163. Mr. Stevens, just a review of your case, you were originally indicted on breaking and entering and theft. It's like you're also convicted of breaking and entering and theft. You were sentenced to 12 months, fine of $2,500 on count 1, 6 months on count 2, and $1,000. Like you went into the drug court docket. There was 3 years of community control. So, sir, have you been notified of the alleged violation against you by your probation officer?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have a form in front of me, it appears to have your signature on there. Did you sign a form saying that you've been notified of the allegations? And
Yes.
you do have the right to have an attorney represent you in this matter. You can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. You did apply for court-appointed counsel. It says that you live at 224 Johnson Street, Hillsborough, Ohio. Who do you live there?
229.
Oh, 229.
Yes.
Okay. And who lives there with you?
My mom and dad.
And what are their names?
Kathy and Gary Stevens.
And how long have you been at that address?
For the last 10 years.
And were you currently employed?
I was actually, in a sober living house in Dayton, Ohio, called Marisol Medical, and yes, I did have a job at Woodland Cemetery.
Okay, so you were actually living where?
I was at a sober living house.
Oh,
in
sober
Dayton,
living
Ohio.
house.
Yes, it's called Marisol Medical.
So just before you were arrested, you were at a sober living house?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you been there?
8 months.
Looks like Catherine Hafner represented you previously. I will reappoint Catherine Hafner to represent you.
Okay.
If it is found that you violated the terms of community control, the court could continue your community control as previously ordered. We could continue your community control as previously ordered with some additional sanctions added or conditions added, or we could revoke your community control and send you to prison for the times that you were previously sentenced.
Okay.
I am going to enter a denial on your behalf. That way Ms. Hafner can adequately represent your interest in this case. But I do need to consider bond in your case. Anything you wish to state in regards to bond?
I was just hoping maybe I can, get no more so I can, maybe, get back into treatment or get my stuff together before I, go, or, yeah, get my stuff together before I get in trouble.
There is an allegation that drugs were involved in your alleged probation violations. So for that reason, I am going to issue no bond. I'm going to order that you remain there. We're going to set this for hearing on September 22nd at 9 a.m. Or Ms. Hafner can represent your interest on that date. Do you have any questions about that?
Amen.
No, nothing further to adjourn.
Central here, comes out there.
On the record, the matter of State of Ohio versus Alvin Wilburn. Sir, Mr. Wilburn.
Yes.
Case number 20 CR 187. Case before the court is a notification regarding an alleged probation violation. Sir, it looks like you were previously charged with failure to appear. You were convicted of failure to appear, fourth degree felony. Looks like you were sentenced to 18 months. With a $5,000 fine. You were placed on 3 years community control. It looks like you might have left the jurisdiction of the court. Sir, you do have the right to have an attorney represent you at all stages of this proceeding. I see you have filled out an application for court-appointed counsel, and it states that you are living in Latham, Ohio, is that right?
Yes,
95 Buckner?
yes,
And who were you living there with?
myself,
Okay, and were you employed at the time?
now,
Now, when's the last time you worked?
in a while, I draw Social Security,
Okay. So you draw Social Security. How much do you receive from Social Security?
800,
800 a month?
Yep.
And sir, at the last hearing, was Denny Kirk your attorney?
yes,
So I will appoint Denny Kirk again to represent you in this case. You qualify for court-appointed counsel, so I will appoint Mr. Kirk. Sir, if it's found that you violated any of the terms of your community control, the court could continue your community control sanctions as previously ordered. It could continue your community control sanctions as previously ordered, but add some additional sanctions to that or conditions. Or we could revoke your community control and send you to prison or issue a fine. I do need to consider bond today. Is there anything you wish to state in regards to bond?
let's talk about,
Do you have anything to say about your bond?
You know, what I look to when I set bond is how long you've been into residence, what your stability is like, what you've previously been convicted of. Is there anything you want to state before I set your bond in this case? And let's see. Your notifications allege that you failed to report to the Highland County Probation Department February 3rd, 2021. Alleges on June 4th, 2021, a home visit was conducted at the address, and you were advised, and the probation officer was advised by a male subject that you did not live at that address, and that failed to make payments toward your fines and costs, and you failed to enroll and provide proof of attending aftercare.
all right, I didn't have a right.
Yeah. Just hold off on anything you want to state, because anything that you say could be used against you, so just wait and let Ms. Hackner represent you in that case. I'm just trying to decide about bond.
Okay,
So, sir, I am going to issue a bond in your case. I will set bond at $2,500. If you are able to be released, you would have to pay a $171 service fee through the clerk of court's office. And you would also have to post an OR bond. An OR bond is your promise to reappear at all future court appearances. If you fail to appear, it could be considered a fifth-degree felony, for which you could serve up to 12 months in penitentiary, in addition to the term that you would have to serve. Do you have any questions about any of that? I am going to set this for a full hearing, currently on September the 22nd at 9 a.m.
all about that.
No questions? Nothing further, sir.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a bond review hearing on him?
Yes, thank you. So we'll do that on 9/17 at 10:45. correct it. You correct? Yeah, Reno just informed me, I only have to do those bond reviews if it's on or rain, I don't have to do it on the notification, so I will not have a bond review.
Okay, I apologize.
I didn't know either, I thought we had to do them all the time, but I'll take that off.
That's fine as well.
We are on the record in Matter State of Ohio versus Alvin Wilburn. Case number 20 CR 43. Sir, are you Mr. Wilburn?
No, ma'am.
No. Are you, who are you?
On 17th Road, ma'am.
Okay.
We just see Wilburn.
He had 2 cases.
Oh, he had 2 cases.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had 2 of them. We'll have to do it on the other one too. We'll have to bring him back after this hearing. So we're on the record in matter of State of Ohio versus Tim Groves, case number 17-0156. Sir, you are Mr. Groves, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Groves, looks like you were originally charged with failure to comply with the order of a police officer and receiving stolen property. You were also convicted of those 2 counts. You were on 3 years community control. Sentenced to 54 months in prison, fine up to $15,000. Have you received a copy of the alleged notification of violation of probation violations filed against you?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
I'll give you my copy here. We've got so many papers to it there. And those violations allege that you're in violation of community control as you failed to report to the Highland County Probation Department since October 20th, 2020. It alleges that you failed to make any payments toward your fines and costs. Alleges that, according to the records of the Highland County Victim Witness, you still owe restitution that was ordered as a condition of supervision.
Ma'am.
And, so you do have the right to have an attorney represent you in this matter if you cannot afford an attorney. See if you have applied for court-appointed counsel, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like you're currently living at 4480 State Route 380 in Clarksville.
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you live there with?
I live there with my fiance, ma'am.
And who is that?
Kristen Roth. And first name Kristin.
And were you employed prior to your arrest in this matter?
No, ma'am, I guess right now I'm working like trying to keep that.
I'm sorry, you were what?
I guess Social Security, I'm working like that because they sent my paperwork. I gotta go do all my doctor appointments again, stuff like that.
How much do you make in Social Security?
781, I believe. 791, something like that. I'm not sure, ma'am.
And sir, if it is found that you have violated any of the terms of your probation, the court could continue your community control as previously ordered, could continue your community control with additional conditions added, or we could revoke your community control and send you to prison and issue a fine in the amount that was previously ordered. So, so hard to find this page, it's so little. So that was the 54 months and $15,000.
Yes, ma'am.
You do qualify for court-appointed counsel. And I will appoint Bill Armstrong to represent you in this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
I do need to consider bond in your case. Anything you wish to say about bond?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, like I said, I'm struggling with my social security again, trying to get it to where I can keep it. And then, it's being hard, living out there where I'm at. There's no transportation. I mean, I'm not using that as an excuse one bit, ma'am. But, I've got a couple people out there that give me work, so I guess I can make so much, my disability. I'm allowed to get a job to make so much. And I'm trying to go out there and try for a job there in Clarksville. It's a packaging job. I mean, to keep me busy, I've been trying to stay out of trouble. I think I'm doing all right. They're not checking in and paying on their fines, man. I mean, I apologize to the courts. I sincerely do. I've got family out there I've been taking care of. My mom, my dad, they got the COVID. I've had it. I lost my baby sister to this stuff. I've been going through it, man. I really have. I just ask you to see in your heart and let me back out there and be with my family so I can help them. I really appreciate that. And I do everything required to do what I gotta do to get this stuff done behind me so I can move on my past. But, I don't want myself to, tombstone to say, bad guy, I want to be good. I don't want to be bad. I'm a good person in heart and nature. I screwed up with you, man. Pardon my language.
This says that the allegations are that you've been absent for almost a year without reporting. I think you knew that you were supposed to report, so I am going to issue bond. I'm going to order a $2,500 bond in your case.
Okay.
If you're able to make bond, I'm also going to order you to pay $171 service fee for the first reports within 30 days.
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to schedule you for a hearing. At this time, you're scheduled for September 22nd at 9 a.m.
Okay.
In addition to your bond, I am going to order an OR bond. An OR bond is your promise to reappear at scheduled court appearance. If you fail to appear, could constitute a fifth-degree felony for which you could be sentenced to penitentiary. And that time, if you are convicted of that OR bond, you could serve up to 12 months, and that would be in addition to any sentence that you're previously given under this original notification. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Bond testament.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
If nothing further, we're adjourned.
That's not what I read.
So, Mr. Wilbur, we're back on the record the matter of State of Ohio versus Alvin Wilbur, case number 20-CR43. I was unaware that you had two cases. The first one was failure to appear. Your second case was breaking and entering and theft of a person in a protected class. So, when I notified you before what your possible jail sentences were, I did not include the second case because I didn't realize you had two cases pending. So the second case, you could serve up to 30 months in a penitentiary, fine up to $7,500. The first case was $18 months and $5,000. So you could serve both of those consecutive, which means one right after the other. In addition to those, you are also ordered under the bond that was previously given to you. I am ordering an OR bond, which is your promise to reappear at all future court appearances. If you fail to appear at any future court appearance, it would be considered a fifth-degree felony for which you could serve up to 12 months in the penitentiary. That would be in addition to any time served in this case. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, since your violations do not allege any drug activity, I will keep the bond as previously ordered. Which was $2,500 plus the OR. Anything further? Do you understand why I brought you back in? I didn't realize you had a second case. So everything will remain the same. I'll still appoint an attorney for both cases now. The same attorney for both cases. I'll keep the same bond. Any questions?